All right, so instead of doing a creation trivia today, I was in the shower and thought about some things, and I was like, man, this one just kind of came to me, and it's a very easily understood ecological concept for biologists and foresters. We deal with it all the time, especially on the forestry side. But it made me think of something I wanted to tell y'all. So humans tend to fixate on things, as I'm sure y'all know, and we especially fixate on our wants. And a lot of people say, well, I like oak trees. Everybody knows what an oak is. So they fixate on an oak, and then they say, well, if I like an oak, say a white oak, then I want to plant everything in oaks. This used to be forest, and so I want it to be all in oak trees. And people did that, especially in that late 80s and early 90s, all throughout the southeast, up the Mississippi Valley. And thousands upon thousands of acres of tree plantings to reestablish trees in places where they historically were failed. And they failed because they were not the way that the Lord intended it. So I'm no preacher, and I don't know any verses just off the top of my head, but I feel like, you know, it's kind of like the fruits of the Spirit. Like, you know, you need a little bit of everything, not just one thing. And in nature, or in creation is the better way to say it, you need diversity. And the Lord creates it that way, especially with oak trees, which is that it's so cool that if you put oak trees next to each other, most of the time they'll fail, but they can survive, or better yet, persist. And they will graft each other, and they will hold on to each other in the root systems, and they would grow at, 10 times negative, I guess you could say. So they'll at a slower rate than if they were not next to each other. So diversity. So if you were to put an oak tree next to, as Papaw Sharp called them hickory trees, or them elm trees, they're more likely to all three prosper in the way that they should have. So diversity of your life, and not going with the wants, but taking his path, will end up like that oak tree, where it may take you 80 years, but you're going to be the best thing you could have ever been if you follow his path and do things the way that he intended. And I can see it every day in nature, or in creation, sorry. So just wanted to share that with y'all. That was, for some reason, that just kind of came to me in the shower, which is, man, even in ecology, it screams that wants don't get you anywhere, and not following his path only leads to either failure or persisting in kind of a way that doesn't make sense. Whereas following his path, diversifying your life through the fruits of the Spirit, or whatever you may call it, some of y'all know more of this than I do, will always lead to a better life, a healthier path, and in this case, a bigger oak tree, which is yourself. But I just wanted to say that. I hope this comes through and everybody can listen to it. If you know a verse off the top of your head, or something that's like, hey, this is definitely in this book of the Bible, or it is this verse, please tell me. It may not be a verse, but I feel like there's something there, because it just kind of came to me. I don't know, but love y'all, and yeah, wanted to tell y'all that little tidbit about creation, and maybe spawn a little discussion about wants versus needs, and following his path, and diversifying, fruits of the Spirit, if you will. But y'all have a good one.